Thank you for joining us. It is that time of year when the nights are darker and all you want to do is bury your head in a bowl of stew. That's like a poem. Luckily, Lizzie's from Lizzie's Little Kitchen in the Stove knows a thing or two about keeping our bellies warm, and she's here with her favourite recipe. Good morning, Lizzie. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
You've got an absolute bowl of goodness here beside me, and I have to show some restraint and I have to dive in. I'll wait. What are we making?
We are making a really nice beef and porcini mushroom kind of beef casserole Italian taken out.
Okay.
So
what do we start with?
The first thing we are going to do is we are going to rehydrate our porcini mushrooms. So basically these are dried. All we do is we put some boiling water in and we add some beef stock into it as well, and we'll set that aside, all right?
Okay, so that's done.
So that's done. Now we're on to the next stage, Simon.
Okay.
Which is
the main event.
The main event. What we are doing is we're putting our pan on really hot, and we're searing off all our beef. So we're browning it, making sure it's browned all over. And when that's done, we're taking it out of the pan and setting it aside.
Now, what cut of beef do you normally go for in a stew?
I just use a stewing beef, something with a little bit of fat on it, so that it cooks low and slow, and it's nice and tender then. So now we have a little bit of oil in the pan, and we have some shallots.
Okay.
And this is really easy. Like, it's so easy that I made it yesterday before I came up to Dublin, you know. It's just a really, really handy one. Lovely for, you know, to leave even in a slow cooker. Or to get it ready and go out the door for a walk or whatever it may be. We've some celery, and we have some garlic.
Very good. The Holy Trinity.
Yes.
Okay.
Great flavours. So what we're doing, we're just going to sweat them off, and we're just going to, until they're translucent, we let them fry away there in the pan. And you could add other vegetables into this now if you wanted. You could add in a little bit of carrot, or if you've some leek, you could add it in if you wanted to get those extra veggies into it to be nice and healthy. So we'll just let that there now, and we'll season it a little bit.
Okay.
It's all about the seasoning, you know.
It's all about the seasoning, Lizzie. Yeah, absolutely. You mentioned that you come up last night. You come up with your sister.
Yeah, we did. We went out.
She had a quiet enough night. But I believe she must have a little tummy bug. She just went to midnight mass or something last night.
Yeah, she stayed out.
Unwell this morning.
A little bit unwell. She's a bit poorly.
Oh,
she had a bad burger on the way home, Simon.
Ah, that's what it was. At 3:30 this morning. Yeah. Noreen, I hope you're feeling okay. I'm just disappointed you're not here with Lizzie.
Yeah,
but
she's a great assistant.
Yeah. Must have been a dodgy cup of Complan or something.
She said she was a little bit seasick this morning.
Ah, that's what it is. Yeah. Well, there's a bug going around, isn't there? Of course there is. So you're letting these sweat down.
We're letting these sweat down.
And then our mushrooms, is it?
Yeah.
Now, why porcinis, Lizzie?
Because there is a really good flavour for them, you know, that nice umami. It goes really well with the beef and, you know, the red wine and all the other ingredients that we're going to use. So what I would do is I would take these out, put them on the side, and I've just fried up these mushrooms.
Already,
yeah, to get a nice brown in them. I think that to bring the flavour out in the mushroom, you need to get a really good colour on it and cook it on a really nice hot pan.
And porcinis aren't easy enough to get your hands on?
The dried ones, are no problem. You get them in your own supermarket, no problem. And they were just button mushrooms there that I used.
Okay.
So now what we're going to do is we're going to add in our little bit of salty bacon, some pancetta.
Oh, right.
And we're going to fry that as well.
Oh, you've layers and layers and layers.
Layers and layers, yeah. So we'll get that in.
So a bit of pancetta.
We're going to fry that off.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Nice and easy, Lizzie. One pot wonder.
Yeah, and you know what, this is great. We're going to pop this in the oven afterwards, but it's really good to batch cook this, to make a big pot of it.
Yeah.
It makes so much sense economically, you know, even for the electricity in your house when you're using the oven.
Yeah.
It's a really nice one to put into the freezer to have stowed away there.
I can't wait any longer, Lizzie. I know there's a few minutes left, but I'm going in.
You can...
I have to give let the audience know what it's like.
So we have our pancetta in there. Ideally, we would get all of this browned up, okay? And we're going to add back in our beef. Oh, lovely. Our beef and all our vegetables. We're going to add in our porcini mushrooms and beef stock. And we're going to let that reduce down by half. And we have some red wine.
Lovely. So you have two types of mushrooms in there, the button mushrooms and the porcinis.
Okay. And then we'll let this cook away. That should come up hot.
And we're not worrying about the red wine because the alcohol will cook off. Of
Yeah,
course.
exactly. We're going to cook this off until the red wine, the alcohol is off it.
Okay.
And then we are adding in some lovely canned tomatoes. So if you had canned tomato, if you didn't have the cans, you could use some passata.
Oh, very good.
If you had some fresh chopped tomatoes, whatever it is.
Throw them in. That's the
we'll add
Mediterranean touch now.
Yes, exactly.
Beautiful.
And
it's one of those dishes as well, Lizzie. It's not going to do any harm the longer it cooks, is it?
no, it's going to get
You want to
better.
do it for a couple of hours anyway, do you?
Yeah, we pop that into the oven now for 2 hours.
Okay.
You can put a little bit of greaseproof paper over it if you didn't have a cover, and into the oven at 180. And I would always, an hour before taking it out, I'd fire in some baked potatoes and serve it with some baked potatoes and some Parmesan cheese and black pepper and maybe a little bit of creme fraiche.
Don't see the baked potatoes there now. Okay.
Noreen had the baked potatoes. That's what happened. You
Noreen
see. That's
is
how she
sitting in
got
her
sick.
hotel room eating 6 baked potatoes on her own as we speak. So a couple of hours and that's it.
Couple of hours, that's it. Brilliant one for winter, and as I said, really good one to batch.
And you
cook.
said this is a good one to batch. Can you freeze it?
You can freeze that down, just let it cool, and then you can put it into its individual little freezer bags. And
that's the finished version then in this pot here. Can we have a little look at that? Is
Dun,
that left?
dun, dun.
Yeah, look at that. It cooks down
This
so
is one
thick.
that I
Look.
prepared earlier, so it goes lovely and thick and rich. It's a really, really, really good stew to have, and like I said, lovely with just a baked potato or even some Parmesan mashed potato. Which one would you go for?
I'd go for the Parmesan mash.
Yeah, I think so too. But yeah,
Or polenta.
or polenta, creamy polenta.
Creamy polenta. Oh, Lord.
There
Well,
you
Noreen,
go.
I hope you're enjoying the baked potatoes. Lizzie, it's beautiful as always. Thank you very much.
You're
Cracking
very
recipe.
welcome.
The recipe details are, of course, up on our website, or just as ever, call into Lizzie's Little Kitchen in Listowel and she will take care of your bellies for you. Now, up next, Eurovision legend Charlie McGettigan joins us after this quick break. Thank you, Lizzie.